Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today is the Cookiecast NFL podcast for Week 7. It's the Week 7 review, Week 8 preview. Can you believe it's Week 8 this coming week? As pointed out in the podcast, we're almost halfway there. What will we talk about when the season's over? This week we've got special guest Thomas Quinn in the house. Unfortunately, our other special guest, James Forrester Gray, was hit with a case of the lurgy and was unable to attend. My co-host, Mr. Paul Williams, was there, and our stats mistress and only female member of the league, Miss Lianne Davies, also joined us. So, the big question, is it this week that Paul gets a win? Find out in a moment by listening to Week 7 of the NFL fantasy season, the 2018 season, review and Week 8 preview.
Quickly.
Go. So I accidentally pressed the record on there. Oh, you could press it today.
But that's flashing. That is flashing.
This one's flashing, that one's 8 minutes down.
How can we call it a sweet?
And we're recording.
Is that your nickname?
It could be, because every time I come here I bring us some sweets.
Thomas
Candy
Quinn.
man.
The sweet,
Candy
the
man.
candy man.
Look at my glasses. Never seen without my glasses. Yeah, exactly.
There is another
Presume
one.
the heating's on.
No, I turned it off.
No product placement here.
No product placement. That's my backup bottom. Backup bottom? Gotta have a backup bottom, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right, anyway, it's podcast time. Let's do this. Gonna give it one of them. Let's do
I was
that.
going to say, why do you keep doing it?
It's just, that's how we start the podcast.
I've
I
actively,
found it proper the other day.
I've actively heard you use the phrase. I don't need to do that anymore.
I thought it was just to set the cameras off or something. I thought it was some kind
That
of...
could be the new catchphrase. Don't need to do that anymore.
What was the other catchphrase?
For the back of the t-shirt.
Yeah, don't need to do that anymore. It's podcast time. Let's do this. Paul's t-shirt's going to say Paul has autistic superpowers.
But only for football.
Like, proper football.
Soccer.
Soccer sports balls. Not American sports balls.
So, we are NFL, Fantasy and 2018 season. This is Yorkshire's #1 NFL podcast. Just throwing it out there.
Woo!
They had a week to dispute it and nobody did, so fuck them.
Probably a bit
It's
rude.
official.
So it's official now.
Who with?
The world.
Well,
Yeah.
Anybody
all
can
of
watch.
Yorkshire, basically.
The podcasting universe, Thomas.
I know it's had 100 and something pitched in the other day.
Oh, it's off the charts, this podcast. Absolutely off the charts.
Thank you to you.
You and
you.
you. And more importantly, you. The listeners at home. This is Week 7. Fuck me, Week 7. Review, Week 8. Preview. What is this?
What was that?
Season's practically over at this point in time.
Basketball.
Well, then we're looking forward. Ahead, if you will.
The future.
Some kind of shit salmon.
I can only assume...
Shit sandwich.
Salmon.
Salmon! I can only assume that the stats mistress
Oh.
has
Mistress.
delivered yet
Do you
again.
remember last week's stats and how on fucking point they were? Well, imagine those stats, but with a smattering of comedy this week. They are.
I don't know what
Made me.
you thought was funny.
I laughed. Made me drool a little.
So one of them,
comment about Paul.
one of them must be about me / potentially about Tom Brady wearing women's underwear or something like that.
Is that still
You and Tom Brady wearing women's underwear together.
I'd love it if I could wear women's underwear. Would it?
I've worn women's underwear before.
Accidentally or on purpose?
On purpose.
Was it a dare?
I was on holiday, so I put this girl.
No. That's not a regulation statement.
What?
I was on holiday, so
So why not?
So it had to go, that's how it had to go down.
I've been on holiday several times, and not once have I ever had to put on women's underwear.
It was a bushy
That
time.
keeps falling off and it's doing what I didn't know.
Yeah, I'll leave it there.
Put it on. Wear it.
Oh yeah, because it's not warm enough in here already.
Wow. What is going on?
It's quite well, mate, to be fair. It was a bushier time as well when I put the thong on.
Oh, good. God.
It was like Andy's face coming outside of some pants.
So not so much as spiders' legs as just spiders. You know, we normally go off on a tangent on the NFL podcast.
Any other podcast we go off on a tangent.
Whereas we've been quite detailed.
Yeah, we've been quite strict on this one.
Sorry, my bad.
And
No, it's fine. Look, tell us more about this hairy thong.
No, we can discuss that at another time.
That was just one point I had to make.
The low point of it.
It could have its own.
I did have some relevance because you're on about Tom Brady and wearing women's underwear.
That was a joke. That was just me sort of saying it as a thing that might have made him laugh.
I thought it happened then. I just thought it happened.
Oh, for God's sake.
Probably happened. So let's match up some opponents. Where's your opponent?
Where?
He's unwell.
No, it's
No, it's my opponent.
Tim Lacey. He's not invited.
Oh yeah, he's bad, isn't he?
But just as a rule, it's not my opponent that attends.
No, because we were going to get Tom on the phone. Then there was like a Ben thing.
A Ben thing.
A Ben thing.
Can I take this off now? Because my head's starting to sweat.
If you must.
I'll place it here by the
Put it there. Make sure it's in view. Right, let's start with some scores. My opponent couldn't make it due to sickness.
He's not dead, but
probably sick from dropping all those sick points on me at the weekend.
No.
That was a crazy game, that one.
No.
Crazy matchup.
Absolutely not.
5 points in
He
it.
beat you by 4 points. That's not dropping all those points on you.
But
He dropped his point on me.
5
He dropped his point on me. He's the one who got his dick out all over my chest.
There was only 5 points in it.
Yeah, but there's still over 100.
so I played James Forrester Gray's Foosball is the Devil, and that ended up being a 67 to me and a 71 to Foosball is the Devil, making James the winner.
Can I just say something at that point?
I don't even want to start looking at the amount of points left on the bench this
I was
week.
going to say, if Paul played one of those teams, he might got his first win.
We'll cover that later.
Might come more than once.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald's on the bench. Dion Lewis on the bench. Could have played Dak to get me an extra point. But all in all, poor show for me. Now, what I was going to say on this one was, I actually thought I might have taken a win on this one, because going into the final day of games, I only needed 7 points to win, and I had
Mohamed Sanu
to play.
Mohamed shit the bed.
The only downside was he was listed as questionable up to game day, and then proved that he probably shouldn't have been playing with his 2 points. So that was a loss for this guy. Posted another loss. I believe James is up there in the nosebleeds of the points, but we'll get
to the standings later on.
We'll. The next game is these two gentlemen. Paul Williams' Hide and Zeke versus Thomas Quinn's...
Ironically, they are hiding quite a lot.
Zeke did, didn't he?
Not seeking too much.
Zeke definitely did, didn't he, on Monday night?
Yes, thank you, Thomas.
I'm saying.
Both great point... Lots of points on the boards.
Big game.
104 to Paul Williams' Hide and Zeke, but not good enough to beat Thomas Quinn's 109. Quinn Corp takes the W. Paul...
I had to play with -1 as well. Embarrassing. Oh, yeah, just to say sorry, Lianne, for the WhatsApp messages.
Yeah, there was some karma
I
involved there,
don't trade
Thomas.
anybody that I don't want to get rid of.
To give Paul his dues, I mean, you've got 4 players on a bye. There's literally almost no points on your bench. Same for Tom, couple of 6s.
As we
a
discussed,
0.
As we discussed at our place of business earlier on, had I have played the only other person that I could have played, so swapped Evan Ingram out, put CJ Azuma in, I would have only got an extra 5 points, which would have given me a tie.
Yeah, so the best you could have hoped for was a
And as
tie.
we all know, a tie is like kissing your sister, apparently. But I don't have a sister, so I'll have to kiss Tom's sister.
It was also a crack, you know.
Wow!
If you don't
Wow.
watch this, it's fine.
Unfair. Brilliant.
Oh dear.
I will tell though.
Obviously, Paul will come back to the standings later on.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a year when we tied in a game? And then when they reviewed the points overnight, like...
I think I won and then it went back to a tie.
Right.
That was my first ever game in the NFL.
Yeah. In the NFL.
Yeah,
when Tom played in the NFL, it ended in a tie.
And then I'd won 92.
When Tom Gronkowski.
When Tom Gronkowski played it. Because let's face it, I got the jersey out today, I was like, it's definitely going to be that one. On to our next game. Philip Walls' Crimea Phil Rivers versus our last week attendee on the FaceTime, Colin Wright's Obi-Wan Mahomes. Obi-Wan Mahomes with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, just
smashing.
Dominated that one. 70 for Crimea Phil Rivers versus 106.
And look at the points that he left on his bench.
Yeah, I mean, the only outcome in that is that Cole could have done better.
Could have been an even further savage.
Yeah, Cole could have done better. On to our next game. Now, I think you and I, Thomas, had a conversation about this game that I think we all thought that there was a point where this might have gone a different way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't. Benji Keep on last week, on the podcast over the phone last week, with his Oxford Heathens versus everybody's favourite team, Kaepernick's Nike. We all thought it was going to go a particular way. Unfortunately, it didn't. And the Oxford Heathens posted an 80-point score, whereas Kaepernick's Nike
acceptable
posted
score,
a 95.
I was getting excited when I saw
the dub
was smashing in a few points.
Yeah. Toots has left Mac on the bench with 29 points, but yes, has still taken the W. On to our next game. Robert Rafton's Yorkshire Knights going up against Matthew Moore's Feeling Good. A good outing for Mr. Rafton. I'm sure he attributes that to Cam Newton's performance, which I think early on in the game there was like some 0 score up there. Cam Newton came back, as we all know, to 24 points.
I believe his exact phrasing was, I'm going to have to start slagging him off before the fourth quarter every week.
Yeah.
So he starts doing
So he
better.
gets the message. Rob Rafton's Yorkshire Knights take 111 and beat Feeling Good with an 88. Another one of those that it was only Rob that could have done better there, but not really because, good on Cam. And our final game of the week, our stats mistress, the only female member of the league, Miss Lianne Davies with Come On Sack One versus Tim Lacey's Squirrel Killers. Unfortunately for the stats mistress, it was a 66 point to Squirrel Killers 98.
That was,
Tim's second W.
big win.
I think so, yeah. Get a bit of clearance at the bottom there.
Get a bit of what?
A bit of clearance at the bottom.
That's not what he said.
No, that is
absolutely not what he said.
What did I say?
You said clitoris.
He
did.
Fucking did.
So we're going to have to go back through the archives.
If only we were recording to find out what.
The best thing about that is that could be treated as a little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Find Tom's section.
Oh Jesus!
Have you just had a look at the standings?
Where
Where else was he going to be?
A moment of silence for the stand-ins, ladies and gentlemen.
Where else was he
when we
going
have to
to
pass
be?
the fact that joint first. Do you want to do the standings?
I can do the standings.
Go on then. You do the standings.
So,
Technically, it is a stat.
There's a stat.
So
Stat
it would
mistress.
fall under stat mistress.
Lay it on us.
we have a 3-way first place
Hey!
for
Little pause there.
Tom's favourite kind of way. A 3-way.
Kaepernick's Nike, Obi-Wan Mahomes, and our very own Quinco.
Mr. Thomas Quinn.
Riding at the top.
I've got a little bit of money on Tom to take it.
6 wins in a row.
What?
Just chucking that out there as well.
Oh,
What
now
betting
you've
company is
done it.
taking your bet from
I
our
am
fantasy football?
I am done. I'm going to do what they have
okay.
and shit the bed halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Go and beat
Well,
them first.
yeah. Following up, we've got a couple of people,
Deuces.
5 and 2. Foosball is the devil and Feeling Good.
Feeling good.
Then we've got 3 people,
Tree.
For 3 and 4. Crimea Phil Rivers. Come on, Saquon. And the Cookie. And that. At 2 and 5 and 2 people, Yorkshire Knights, Squirrel Killers. Then we've got one person. 1 and 6. That's Oxford Heathens.
Ought to be 1 and 6.
Oh. And then pulling up the rear. Again.
Taking up the rear.
0 wins.
That's embarrassing.
Hide and seek.
Paul,
it's not your season, Paul.
I wish we could.
How are you managing to be this consistent?
So,
we need our viewers need to know. Our listeners need to know.
On the bus now, when I was going to get the car, I was speaking with the erstwhile Colin Wright, and was discussing the fact that from this point onwards, I still can technically make the playoffs, but I have to win all my games and hope that everybody else loses. So, I actually think I've worked out I could go through the weeks and I'm already certain that the week's matchups mean that I can't get in the playoffs. Because there'll be people who play each other that one of them has to win.
You are such a geek. I wish we could go back to the, the draft picks and Paul's like, why are you doing that for? You shouldn't pick your players like that. And just show him. Because that's how it came across the actual chat in the group.
Wow.
Just saying, Paul, giving us lessons on how to pick a team. Awkward now, isn't it?
Wow.
You only have 6 less actual points that you've scored than both Tim and Cookie.
Thanks, Liam.
A lot higher up the
Thanks, Liam.
leaderboard. Shall we move on?
No.
We can come back to this.
Do you want to borrow some players, Paul?
No, it's too late now.
Do you want Todd Gurley when you play Kaepernick's Nike?
I've got the fucking Rams defence. How am I at no wins? What is Ezekiel fucking Elliott?
We don't know. We're as baffled as you are. It's
a skill.
I
might have said that last week.
Honestly, at this point in time, I'd be like, I'm scared in case we win one.
Maybe you need to try and lose. Put all your shit players in and see what happens.
But this is it. I'd be like, well, what am I
Tight
doing
in the flex position.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Kicker
in the flex.
Kicker from the Raiders.
A good Browns kicker. Although, to be fair,
Cardinals defence. Oh, they're getting absolutely fucking...
Yeah, I loved having them the last 2 weeks.
Smoked at the minute. Bad baby.
I'm forgetting my own format. Do we do the
next week games next?
Do we not do the scores of the games? Why don't we do the scores of the games?
What, of the NFL?
Of the actual games. Why don't we do the scores?
I don't know any scores.
Well, surely we should do the stats. If we're still on, before we start.
Well, no, because I thought the normal format is that we then go on to the scoreboard, or the schedule, for next week.
Do we?
And then we basically big up what week 8 will bring in the fantasy league. And then we go on to...
Do we?
Yeah.
And then we go on to discussing...
Right, well, you can do that then.
Can I?
Yeah,
Can
I'll
I
let you. I'll let you.
So... Oh dear.
What's that? It's ghosts.
It's the bottle. It's just had enough. It's given up the ghost. It was ghosts. So... I'm not gonna say too much about this, but already I'm feeling good going into this week because it will be
feeling good.
Feeling good.
It's not feeling good. Actually, feeling with an F and a G at the end. Feeling good about my week 8 matchup because I am taking my hide and seek boys into Crimea Phil Rivers country with Phil Rivers and Melvin Gordon both on a bye. So
I've done a trade with Phil.
You better fucking not have done.
I have. I told you about it this afternoon.
Yeah, you showed me the messages and it was like, oh right, I see. Not a little bit of collusion there at all.
Well, Phil wanted a quarterback. You didn't want to lose Phil Rivers totally. If you put him on waiver, someone might pick him up. So I helped a brother out, wouldn't I?
Why do you do it the hard way like everyone else has to?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm a nice guy. I do the same for anybody.
Which quarterback did you give?
Except me. Jameis Winston.
Really?
Unbelievable. But so has he traded you Phil Rivers for a week then?
Yeah.
So he's not even getting any benefit out of it.
Yeah, but it has no effect.
Unbelievable.
It has no effect on me, though,
It's
does it?
unbelievable. If you're watching this, Phil,
He's not playing,
disappointed in you.
Is
not
Philip
playing there.
Moore's not going to be in the house next week?
Should be.
Should be. Yeah, should be.
But Zeke on a bye.
Well, he might do shy anyway, Winston. I reckon he's going to be shit next.
Let's put it this way. I'm going to have to pull something incredible out of my arse to get a win this season, it seems. So why not next week?
Why not?
Why?
Why not? Indeed.
The bloody hell not.
Why not?
Everyone's got to win at some point.
Everyone, well, no, but okay.
So you're playing.
I am going up
Crimea
against
Connor.
Crimea Phil Rivers.
Who's next?
The next game is the erstwhile Tom Gronk Quinn.
Have you heard that word today?
Erstwhile.
Yeah.
I use it all
He
the time.
uses it every week.
Oh, do they?
He uses it every week.
So,
I thought it was a new word you heard today.
I don't even know what it means.
neither do I really. I just use it
Google it.
because it makes me sound big and hard.
It just makes it sound a bit old-fashioned.
I think it is supposed to be something.
It kind of makes you sound like someone. I'm not going to say this.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to drop that. You wouldn't want to drop that particular bomb, would you?
Don't make me have to edit this. It's 3 times the editing these days.
So we have Mr. Quinn's Quinn Corp going up against the Oxford Heathens in. I'm sorry to say it, Ben. What can only be described as a potential savaging.
I think I need a better team name.
Yeah, I tried to change my team name to the 2017 Cleveland Browns, and it wouldn't let me because it was too long.
Oh, couldn't you change it to the 2017 Browns?
Yeah, but it's just not as much emphasis, is it? Next game, we have the Obi-Wan Mahomes going up against the Yorkshire Knights.
Ooh,
Interesting game.
that could be a
Picked up
good.
recently, hasn't
That could be a good game.
Rob's at the skids a little bit. Yeah.
he? He's picked up recently, hasn't
Oh no, he got beat at the weekend, didn't he? Oh no,
No,
he won.
You want?
So,
Thanks to Cam.
maybe
Can I
he
just
has- maybe he has
interject
picked up.
there?
You absolutely may.
So erstwhile means former.
My former colleague.
So the
Uh-oh.
in the
Have
sense
you-
you've
Oh,
been
he's been
using,
out. He's been ousted
makes no sense.
live on the podcast.
So I'm either dead or I've been sacked.
Well, you
I
did.
don't
Well, you
know.
did to me because that fucking trade nonsense you just pulled off. So
Everything there sounds amazing.
the next matchup is
Erstwhile somebody.
well, he might as well be.
To be fair, if you're talking about this guy, he is erstwhile.
Is it Kaepernick's Nike?
He is a former.
It's the Kaepernick's Nike boys
Colleague.
going up against the Squirrel Killers, and obviously Tim Lacey's on the naughty step, isn't he? So
He is, unfortunately.
Close to Messidon.
you don't want to know, Tim.
He didn't even
You don't
bone
know,
it
Tom.
in.
You don't want to know. Next up, we have the Thielen Good going up against the Cookie.
So that's another.
That could be a bit of a shootout for me.
So it's another L for the big man.
And finally, rounding out the week, we have the only female of the league,
And
as I
mistress.
believe we have previously discussed in
And
one or
Stats
two of
mistress.
in the emails of the podcasts.
Does
Going
it
up
not?
against James Forrester Gray's Foosball is the
Ooh,
devil.
That is going to be tight.
Tasty game. I mean, Lianne needs to put some
Set
players
a
in.
lineup for
Ah.
fuck's sake.
Falcons are on a bye.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's terrible.
Do you need some players? I like.
Here we go.
Do you need a little
Here we
week
go.
trade action? And by week, I mean
Unbelievable.
just for the week.
Might put Miller in this week.
Lamar Miller.
Windy
We'll
Miller.
shit the bed next
Yeah,
week.
yeah, we'll do.
He'll shit the bed.
Miller. Right. We all know what time it is, don't we?
Is it roasting call
Dinner
time?
If you want to call
Not an
it
actual roasting.
Oh god.
Not on camera.
Oh god. Oh god.
Okay.
Oh god.
Are you watching Borough?
No.
So,
Cross contamination.
I had some live stats, and then you've done the stats.
The additional ones, yeah.
So that could get confusing.
You brought your own stats. That is disrespectful to the stats mistress.
To be fair, a lot of the time I was like, put that on the list.
Did you bring any stats?
I never bring stats. I'm not going to bring stats. I'm not going to take food out of her mouth, am I?
No, yes.
Of course he did. Quick, text him some stats.
So
You
live
didn't write them down on a piece of paper.
stats.
Live stats.
From the games.
From the games, watching the games
Actually
live,
watch.
Oh, I
writing
see.
them down there and then, rather than let what the stats mistress will do afterwards. There might be some crossover, but let's see. The Broncos had 28 points 20 seconds into the second quarter of the Broncos game.
Right, you're going to have to give me that one again because I'm confused by that one.
So by the time they were 20 seconds into the second quarter of their game, they had 28 points. That is bonkers. The Bucks have the worst defense in the league, giving up 35
Let's hear it for the
points
Bucks, ladies and gentlemen.
average per game.
Was it It wasn't last week. The week before, when they played the Falcons, and it was just an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Two absolutely terrible defences going up against each other.
Also, there was the bit in the Dolphins game where the security guard got wiped
She got
the
banjo, didn't
I
she?
missed this.
fuck out.
Oh, that woman that headbutted.
Oh,
So-
I missed this because I didn't watch Red Zone this week. I was at a guy's house watching the Eagles-Dolphins game. A few beers. Excellent. Shout out to Steve Huller. So not regular Steve, but a different Steve.
Other Steve.
T'other Steve.
More Steve.
Yeah,
More
so-
Steve than you can shake.
Cheers,
cigar.
Steve.
So what
Vicky for that matter.
what they said is that
that's Steve.
the security guards at the edges are supposed to face the crowd, so they know if there's any shenanigans going on in the crowd.
I already know where this is going.
Obviously, it means that they can't be watching. Well, I don't know, flying players that slam into their backs, and not only at such force, which also slams their head into the wall for the female security guard at the Dolphins.
Who
game.
was it who ran into her?
Brutal.
Probably Frank Gore.
Not one Frank Gore.
Um,
Was it Miami? You got pushed it back and all, didn't you? Even worse.
Mitchell Trubisky
Beast.
scored an 8-yard touchdown.
He ran 70.
But he ran 71 yards to do it.
Yeah, didn't he?
And then he just trotted in, didn't he? He was like...
At the point I made this stat, I am aware that this stat has changed. Our stats mistress will pick this up. But at the point I wrote this, the Bucks had no rushing touchdowns from a running back so far this season. I believe that stat has now changed.
Peyton Barber, maybe.
No,
Sims.
no,
Jaquiz.
no.
Who's got Jaquiz? I got Jaquiz.
Who the fuck scored the running touchdown?
We'll come to it. It's on the stats.
It is on the stats.
Graham Gano has the longest field goal streak with 25.
That's good.
I thought he missed one.
I think that, as I say, these were live. Trubisky had more yards than the whole Patriots team.
But they still lost.
Yeah. But that was the one.
So he had more completed yards?
Yeah,
Right.
than the whole team. 7 straight weeks of overtime games. And Drew Brees makes the 500 club.
Certainly did.
I'll pass you over to our stats mistress.
I don't usually read these.
You are this week.
Okay. Right. The Bucks scored their first rushing touchdown
Hey!
Way!
when Ronald Jones
Ronald Jones!
got to the end zone from 1 yard out in the third quarter against the Browns. 13 games so far this season have been decided on the final play. Week 7's epic ending was Tampa's 26-23 win over the Browns, which
Absolutely
was
outrageous.
decided on an unexpectedly successful 59-yarder at the end of overtime.
Which I think was a yard short of his career longest.
And he'd missed two
He'd missed 2
Oh,
up
two
to
short
the
ones prior
got
to-
So
one.
everyone was
By
like,
the way.
he's definitely not. Oh,
Was it
and,
Catanzaro?
yeah, just finish that stat up for us.
Yeah, this was just from my point of view, but did you see Baker's face?
Yeah.
So in the other group,
it was just like
other group that I've got for our other fantasy league, my brother just texts just saying Baker's face, lol.
I was like,
Bless him.
that image is going to haunt him forever because he was just like in
Well, to be
shock.
fair, if you've just seen the same guy miss from 30 yards and then he makes from double, you'd be like,
Really.
the
fuck to win the game as well.
Adam Thielen became the first receiver in 4 years to have 7 straight games with 100 plus yards
That
receiving
kid.
when he torched the Jets.
Mental. He is something else. He is so good.
Yeah, it is.
Demaryius Thomas was the last receiver to accomplish this feat in 7 straight games back in 2014. Since his heroic 4 touchdown, 376 yard performance in a win over the Patriots in week 2, Blake Bortles has thrown 5 interceptions and fumbled 5 times. Although he was benched on Sunday, he is going to start at the Wembley match.
I think that will be more to do with people will be going to see Blake Bortles play
They're not.
than
Trust me, they're not.
if you're a Jags.
No one's going to a game to see Blake Bortles.
If you're a
play.
Jags fan, you would
At
be.
this moment in time, I reckon I could be a better left-handed chucker than Blake Bortles.
Are you right-handed?
Wow.
I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
He's that bad. He's terrible, isn't he?
Andrew Luck has thrown 15 touchdown passes in the last 4 weeks. That's more touchdown passes than the Cardinals, who have 5, the Titans, who have 5, and the Bills, who have 3, all combined this season.
Andrew Luck. He's a right beast these days.
The Panthers trailed the Eagles 17-0 in the 4th quarter on the road, and then Cam Newton, who could muster no offence for 3 quarters, erupted for 3 long touchdown drives, including the game winner with 1 minute 22 seconds left. Newton finished 25 of 39 for 269 yards and 2 touchdowns. Redskins defence managed to keep Ezekiel Elliott to just 33 yards rushing on 15 carries this week, restricting him to a mere 3 fantasy points on team hide and seek.
Told you.
Sad face.
There's some funnies in there.
For the first time in 354 games, the Patriots had a blocked punt for a touchdown against the Bears.
Really?
Apparently.
Interesting.
You got one of them, didn't you?
I did. No, I won't return for a touchdown.
Yeah, they got a touchdown.
No.
They're not short on.
The Rams didn't get a touchdown.
Oh, they blocked a kick there. I thought we wouldn't have it into end zone and they took it down.
That'll class as a... Well,
So it went down.
if it goes down as a safety, if one of the offense
didn't it go out the back?
picked it up, if it goes out the end of the end zone,
Yeah, it went down as a safety.
it goes as a safety.
I thought they touched it down.
No,
No, they couldn't quite get it down and it ended up going out the back.
Ah, right, okay.
New England's special teams were very special in Chicago, scoring 14 points.
I like that.
Can't speak. Apparently.
I like that.
Week 7 saw Breeze make his 500th passing touchdown. Also, beating the Ravens this week also takes Breeze to be the 3rd quarterback to beat every team in the NFL, joining Peyton Manning and Brett Favre.
There must be another stat based on that game.
Now
There
then,
must be.
something that you said to me earlier was, oh, how come Brady hasn't got that stat? Brady's never beaten the Patriots.
So, connected with that game,
Yep.
the only reason that Breeze did beat the Ravens is because Justin Tucker missed his first ever point after touchdown attempt.
Yep.
So he's made every single one he's made up until that game.
Yeah, there was loads of comments around that.
I am so happy. I hate the Ravens. I think it's Joe Flacco. It's just him. I just absolutely despise him.
Hate the player, not the team.
Do you want me to get the jersey?
Hate the player, not the team.
Well, he played for them though, so fuck him.
Rams are the only team remaining undefeated. Well, I think we knew that from last week, but now at 7-0.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Paul reverse, isn't it?
Just like that, Tom. And then just to finish it up, there was a couple of hard-hitting injuries on the fantasy board this week. So Sony Michel from the Patriots on Football is the Devils team.
That was brutal.
I didn't see it. Again, I'm not seeing any of it.
Twisted like a pretzel.
Oh yeah, he was the one that was like, he was spinning through the air, wasn't
Yeah.
he?
Dropped ball though, didn't he?
Twisted up.
Oh,
They were saying it was
no.
the pain pain from his injury made him
Soft
drop
out by
it.
these players.
LaShawn McCoy on my team went off with concussion. Bilal Powell went off with a neck injury. He was on Oxford Heathens team. And then Rob Gronkowski was ruled out pre-game with his back injury, but Rob with his Yorkshire Knights didn't pick up on that, so left him in.
Yeah, left Gronk in his lineup.
But still won.
Well, yeah. Fair.
That's how it goes.
That's the end of the stats round.
Ooh. So, how about we get Tom to read out next week's games?
Is that relevant? What's printed on his trouser leg?
No, it was just.
No.
I was just pointing at Tom. But it just
I think people in this room know who Tom is. I think they point it out.
But I'm pointing it out to the cameras. All of these cameras.
Okay.
Go on, Tom.
Oh, no,
Do it.
not for me.
Well, you're gonna have to give us your opinion on who's gonna win them. So.
Well, I have no opinion on who wins them. All I look out for is who is Gurley going to score 3 touchdowns against.
It's what the people who listen and watch this podcast come for. Tom's non-opinion.
It's because all I care about is my players. I don't care about any other team.
Unbelievable.
That's it. Cole was doing that last week.
It was like,
The only
I think this
competition
team's going to win because I need the points. That's all he had to say. This team's going to win because I need the points.
I'm not bothered that the team that guy plays for wins, as long as they're chucking ball enough they can get some points for me.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Like I've no affiliation with the Rams, but I love it when Goff just lob the ball sideways.
I honestly thought you were going to finish that with I love it when a plan comes together.
Todd Gurley just runs off at line.
It's a beautiful sight, isn't it?
I mean, he didn't even have to run very far, right? Did he? Only had to run 63 yards for 3
I know,
touchdowns.
3 touchdowns for 63 yards. Fuck.
What are you on?
On the internet, it won't load next week's games.
I'll get it on Game Pass.
I've got no signal either. 3G. Where do we live?
I've got them there.
We gotta get out of this place.
Right, okay. So,
Yeah,
games coming up next week in the actual NFL.
So, first game is
Thursday.
Thursday night football.
Generally.
Are you guessing?
I'm sure I've seen it. So it's
Rams.
the Goats, the Dolphins.
Was that a dolphin?
Yeah.
Oh.
Versus.
That did sound like a dolphin.
Oh, what are you going to do for that?
Think about big hats, massive cigars, and loads of oil.
Oh, Texas.
Oh,
Houston.
I'd go with the
So the
Mexicans.
Dolphins versus
the Dolphins are playing the Mexicans. They're playing against the Mexicans.
I'm going to start this one. It's a Dolphins victory for me.
You could not be more wrong. The Texans are on a right roll. I think they've won 4 straight.
Okay.
Texans are winning.
And the defence is on top at the moment, last couple of games. 21 and 15, points wise.
Texans for me, Tom.
I'll go Texans.
Have you got the Texans defence?
I have, yeah.
Ah,
So that's what I
right,
want.
Cole, didn't see you sneaking again. You cheeky monkey.
I'm going to go with the Texans as well.
Oh, no man's an island apart from this guy, apparently.
Stop picking terrible teams then.
Fuck you.
Their quarterback's going to get smashed by JJ Watt.
Ryan Tannehill. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting it's Brock. We're still in Brocktober, aren't we? I keep forgetting.
Yeah. Sober for Brocktober.
Next game, 1:30 Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, so
Is that London again, is it?
this,
Why is it that the games have just got earlier?
I think it's because, the clocks go back?
Oh, on Saturday night they will do.
Yes.
So that means that everything's going to kick off at 5. If you keep going down, in theory, I think the next
Yes.
set of games will be 5
Oh.
o'clock.
Well, that changes our Sunday evenings.
Does that mean we actually get red zone at the end because it went on to basketball this way, didn't it? NBA. Red zone clicked off on Sky.
It wouldn't do anyway.
No, because I was watching Rams game and it went off.
Did
The
it?
NBA.
But that doesn't make any sense. They've got... maybe it was the channel you were watching it on.
I flicked through all Sky channels. There was no. There was just NBA took over at red zone.
But that doesn't make any sense because they always put the Sunday night game on. And the Sunday night game didn't start till 1:15.
Yeah, I think the probably was that Sunday night game, the late game, but the Rams that started like 9:30.
Yeah,
That didn't see the end of it because NBA came on.
that's really weird.
Hot Red Zone.
That's
Go
a
to the
very-
end of the year, it's back on Sky.
It is.
It ruined the Red Zone. Just saying.
So yeah, so daylight savings time, blah blah blah, whatever it is, makes the games an hour earlier. So Eagles, Jags.
Eagles, Jags, at Wembley.
Eagles.
So Ben brought this point up last week. I think he said that I think the Jags have won three.
Never lost.
Oh, they've lost a lot.
No, they haven't lost in Wembley in the last
3 or 4 times they've come across. They got absolutely pounded by the Cowboys once, and that was the last year out, and that was 2014, I think. So I think they've won every year since that.
Still.
I was speaking to a guy earlier on in the year
Sponsored by Marshall, isn't it?
who said the Jags are going to do really well this year.
Who was that, sorry? You spoke to somebody...
After they beat the Patriots.
There we go. Brilliant. So apparently I said this. Don't remember saying it at all.
I said it.
You said it to me.
I said it.
Looks like Chuck it's about that you say something, Paul, basically.
Yeah.
Are you mixing me up with him?
No. Definitely him.
You slag. Jags for me. I just think they'll get it done. They've got the what am I trying to say? They're used to coming over here, whereas the Eagles haven't been here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon they'll have that on their side.
Yeah, but the Eagles are used to actually scoring some points.
Winning.
Will Hyde be playing? Hyde?
Qualified? Maybe.
I don't care who wins that game as long as they pass it to Yeldon.
Wow. Cole. Different guy.
I think the Eagles might.
DJ.
Yeah, but I think the Eagles will win.
So is that 3 for the Eagles and me?
You.
Happy
You
to
did back him
prove
earlier on
wrong.
here, though.
To win. Then you're on to the 5 o'clock games then.
Go.
First up, Ravens, Panthers.
Ooh.
Best defence.
Well, that's a tough one, that.
That is a tough one.
Are the Ravens
Like a third
exciting?
quarter.
Panthers will be at home,
Turnaround.
though. In fact, I'll just check that. Yeah, Panthers are at home.
Ravens will have something to prove.
They get beat.
Saints beat them.
What score? Will they beat? They want to beat them. Though,
2019, I think it was in the end, maybe?
yeah. Didn't think it was very exciting.
Like I said,
Sorry.
the only reason they lost is because Tucker missed the point after.
Suspiciously.
You love a good conspiracy theory, don't you? You live for them.
Yeah.
I got bored of that game watching it because they had it for 7 minutes straight, didn't they? New Orleans.
Why not?
And they weren't really doing
Did you not
that,
watch
were
the
they?
Titans Chargers game earlier in the day?
No.
I think in the first half, the Titans had the ball for 22 of the 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sounds boring.
Saints has had 20 possessions moving down the field and then the ball got intercepted. Right at the very last minute. Ah, there we go.
Such a
Go. Ravens, Panthers, yes or no? No.
What? Well, yes, it is that game.
I'm going Panthers.
Yeah,
I think I'm going Panthers. if I'm
Panthers at home, I'd always back.
Yeah.
Personally.
Cam will win a couple of touchdowns, I reckon.
I would like to say Ravens just because I really don't like Cam.
What?
Is this news? No, I don't like Cam Newton.
But have you seen the hats that he wears?
Yes, that is why.
Did you see Professor Newton the other day? He had like a waistcoat, a pocket watch, and glasses, a hat.
Right. When you said pocket watch there, has he worn a monocle before? I'm sure I've got this
pretty
sure.
this picture in my head where he's just him wearing a monocle.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank style.
Cliff Eubank. Right, let's talk some.
This guy with the impressions.
Let's talk Jets Bears.
If it's at the Bears,
Bears. Yeah.
Bears by about 20.
Bears are on a roll.
Trubisky,
Blowing the doors off.
Barry Dawes, but that.
Did you say something about that?
So the Jets.
I'm going to go for the Bears as well because Jets Chuck is a bit poor as well, isn't he? Is it Darnold?
He's a rookie quarterback, though, isn't he?
The Jets chucker.
He's just getting
is
his
a bit
iron.
poor.
He's just getting his iron.
None of the rookie quarterbacks are no good this year, apart from what's his face?
Baker Mayfield.
Mahomes. Oh, Mayfield's done it. Okay, but
Mahomes isn't a rookie.
is he not? I've never heard of him before.
He got drafted the season before last.
All right.
But he just didn't play because they had Alex Smith. You know, that guy that you really, really like.
Well, first time when I started watching, he just kept chucking ball out of play. So what's he doing?
So we're all saying the Bears on that one.
Yeah.
I think so.
Although I'd like Jets to win just so that Kaepernick's Nike, if he's got Tariq Cohen, doesn't score points.
Oh, but he's gonna get points. It's not fair. I've got Jordan Howard.
But he can chuck it to Trey
such
Burton,
a
whoever his name is,
Fucking slag.
the tight end.
Yeah, I saw that you got points for him, you bastard. Moving swiftly on.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Bengals.
Oh, goes Cincinnati. Is that green fella?
Bengals in it on that one.
AJ Green.
Yeah.
Bengals are at home.
Dalton's doing alright.
They've lost 2 in a row though now. Bengals.
Yeah.
You'll be hoping that Buccaneers do rubbish, won't you? Like Winston chucks the ball out of play a lot.
At this point, it doesn't really matter what I think, does it? Because even if
Why
he has a
just at
terrible,
this point?
because even if he has a terrible game, he'll get points from somewhere else. So it doesn't really matter, does it?
What are you saying on that one? You didn't give an answer.
I would like to see the Buccaneers win.
Why?
Just
Why?
'cause I love like the
Why?
underdog. Yeah.
You'd like to see them win.
Yeah.
But
So does it mean you like to see Paul win?
Yeah.
No comment.
She said yes, like yeah.
I was going to say that's the most begrudging yes I've ever
personally,
heard.
I'm going to be really disappointed when Paul gets a win. I'll be like, you've ruined your streak. You're a disgrace.
Got the best streak in league, Paul.
I was going to say,
Most consistent fantasy player.
Undefeated loser. Does that work?
I mean, yeah. I'm sure that does technically make sense. I'm guessing.
I mean, if you like. Jesus.
Undefeated loser. Wow.
Oh. The Seahawks versus the Lions.
Tough game.
I was thinking that.
Lions at home.
Lions, I'm going to go Lions win.
I was going to go Squawks.
The Lions played this week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they beat big?
No, they beat the Dolphins. Yeah, they beat the Dolphins. Again, I'm so out of whack with what happened this week because I didn't watch Red Zone, so I'm a bit all over the place with the actual games.
Just to chuck another call out there. I hope Lions win.
Because
Golladay, whatever his name is. That fella I've got in my
you
team.
had it right the first time. Back yourself.
That fella I've got.
Kenny Golladay.
Him.
Who did I have this week that broke out a bit for them? Marlon Mack. I've got him in my other league, and I actually played him. I'm like, toots, dick.
Look him in the eye while you say that.
Dead in the eye.
He's called Dead Eyes.
Seahawks Lions.
Lions.
Seahawks Lions.
Lions.
Seahawks.
Got about the Hawks, haven't you? Wearing the jersey, man.
And I've got
Suppose.
this next to me as well.
Suppose.
I can't really put this back on now.
Etc. etc.
I'll put Lions.
What sound does a Seahawk make?
It'll be a bird. Some kind of bird noise, isn't it? The
Moving on.
Denver
Moving swiftly
Broncos
on.
versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
At Kansas City.
It's a spanking, isn't it?
Chiefs.
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 Was that a chief?
That's what they do.
Oh, is it?
So on third down, they all start going. Oh, oh, oh,
So I'm going to say the Broncos, just because I watched the Broncos game and the Broncos were absolutely on fire.
Are you going to
no,
put the defense back
right.
up
You've
then?
got to rein that in. They were
You've already
playing
put in
the
for them.
Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are absolutely desperate.
And they're the new Cleveland.
I just think that
If they already haven't won this season, they could be going 0-16. They're really, really bad.
Just saying.
Particularly
I
bad.
think this could be turning
It's
point
a,
for the Broncos.
it's a toss-up between them, the Giants, and the Bills for who's going to get the first pick this season. And I'm reckoning it's going to be the Cardinals. They're so bad.
The Washington Redskins versus the New York Giants.
The New York Football Giants.
Redskins. You going for the Giants?
No, fuck no. The Redskins. Redskins.
Hell no.
Jesus Christ. Again, four Arizona Cardinals see New York Giants. They're fucking awful.
Yeah, they really do need to sort that team out, I think.
They just need to clean house from top to bottom. I mean, they've got Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
Pretty good. They've got Beckham.
yeah.
But
And
he's just not
everything
really getting it
else
done.
is just dross.
Pretty much.
So yeah, it's the Redskins all around there. The Cleveland Browns will be facing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Rematch from week 1.
Pointing
Interesting.
at me.
Was that
Do you think?
Not today.
Browns.
That's the overtime draw where no kicker could make anything.
And then the Browns kick a goal.
The Steelers have moved to the top of their division over the last 2 weeks.
They have. So obviously the Ravens shitting the bed against the Saints at the weekend helped them because they won a bye. And the Bengals losing 2 in a row also helped them. So Le'Veon Bell was supposed to report back, or was mooted to report back. Didn't turn up.
Nope.
Apparently, I was listening to a podcast the other day, so he's got to turn up by week. Excuse me, got to turn up by week 10. If he doesn't turn up by week 10, apparently they can franchise tag him again. So they just get him for another season. And he has no.
Does he not want to play for him?
He don't want to. He thinks he's worth more money than they're willing to pay him. Apparently, he wants running back 1 money and wide receiver 1 money together. Because he says that they're like, his argument is that he's as good as Antonio Brown is.
Problem
As being a wide receiver.
Problem he's got is the longer he stays out, his value goes down. Because he's not playing, he's not practicing, he's
When
not...
you say his value goes down, what do you mean?
What he's worth will go down.
I don't know.
Timeout is...
If you think about it, there's probably 25 teams at least in that league who would absolutely snap snap his hand off to get him. So it's going to end up being that he's going to go to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Steelers at
An
home.
underdog.
Steelers at home
Definitely underdog.
hard to back against.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Steelers.
It's a Steelers.
I would
Clean sweep
always
over
love
the
to
ball.
see the Browns win.
Oh, wouldn't we all? Baker and his boys.
Yeah,
The
big
Fabulous
boys.
Big Boys. The Colts versus the Raiders.
Are we still at 5 o'clock here? Or have we moved into the evening games? Because I see the Raiders are at home.
8:05.
Yeah, so we've moved
Does that
into
matter?
Yeah.
Do you get confused? Do teams play about at different times of day?
I honestly don't know what this is.
It's that. I keep telling you. Since he's got a bit of ink and a
This?
few wins under his belt, he's Billy Big Boys.
Oh, I think I've smudged it.
I'm just saying though, like, is it imperative they actually knew the time of what that kickoff was?
At the back of my hand in a minute.
Who was it?
Anybody want to pick a winner on
Who
this
was
one?
it?
Colts.
Raiders,
I mean that's the dross off.
That's
Oh
it.
no, it's not. I've just seen the next game. Fuck me.
49ers, is it?
49ers Cardinals. No thanks. I'll be turning that one off.
So it's the Colts all the way. 49ers, Cardinals. This
I'm
should
going
be,
49ers. 49ers
this
there.
should be our throwaway game. Personally, does anybody care game?
Well, that's where I was at last week with the Broncos Cardinals game.
I've actually got a couple of 49ers players at the moment. So you gave me Breeder.
Matt Brady.
I didn't give you.
No, it's traded.
Yes.
So hopefully he can have a game. And if he doesn't, if he's injured, I've got that. Oh, have I got rid of him? Have I tried? Get rid of
Kyle Juszczyk.
him? No, that Moff.
What is
Moff
going on
Tarkin.
over there?
Raheem. Is it Raheem? Moffat or something?
All I know is I've had Alfred Morris stashed for the entire fucking season. He's been wank.
Richard Mostert. I've got him, you see, Raheem Mostert. So if Breeder can't play,
Raheem McMaster.
I've never even heard of him.
I'm going to say that this is my throwaway game of the week. Don't give a shit.
I mean, sometimes like games like
You're
that,
never going to pick a
I'm
team.
gonna
some
pick it.
games like
What
that actually are
difference
more
does it make?
entertaining because of that crap.
Someone's got to win.
You have some entertainment from it.
Anybody want to pick a winner on that one?
49ers.
Cardinals are at home. They beat the 49ers earlier in the season. Probably same thing. You're at the ball.
The Packers versus the Rams. There's a fucking game and a half.
If it was in Green Bay, I'd be backing. Even though the Rams are 7-0, I'd be all over the Packers. Because it's in LA. Can't see anything other than the Rams.
They'll come off a bye of Green Bay.
Yeah, but
So you might have Rodgers back more fit than
I suppose. But the
Rams
Rams
are about to say that
momentum.
they're coming off a bye and then having to travel.
Yeah.
So you go from rested up to travel weary, going up against
Depends when they travel.
undefeated.
Depends when they
Rams.
travel. They could travel early, get lots of preparation in because they've had all week off.
That's true.
That's how you should do it.
It's a Rams victory for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm going
Although,
to
to me, I mean, that's the thing. You can never totally rule out Aaron Rodgers, can you?
That is always true.
And it was another big game this week, I've decided.
Saints,
Not
Vikings.
Tell you something. There's some good games in the late window. That's a really good.
Obviously
game.
not the one after this, but this one.
Yeah, I've just seen that as well.
I should have kept my throwaway again. Saints, Vikings, Thomas. Talk to me.
I'll go Saints.
Vikings are at home.
I'm saying Saints.
It's Saints from me as well, in case anybody needs that.
Vikings are at home.
Vikings
Vikings are at home.
Vikings aren't like they were last year, are they?
They're playing the Saints. So.
They're getting better because it's looking pretty good. Nobody can hear you because I don't know why. I'm saying it loud. It's getting picked up by the microphone just about.
It isn't actually being picked up at all.
You need to say it loud and proud if you're saying it.
Maybe it is. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Yeah, Vikings at home. Yeah. I do like Breeze.
So Saints then, yeah.
I do like the Breeze, but Vikings for me.
Why do you battle peer pressure?
Why would I bow to people? I don't care what you think. Cock.
That's the one. Everybody needs to remember this time next week when we're checking out.
Because anybody remember
Oh no,
what last
that's
week
what you're
was.
saying, isn't it? That we never review the actual.
No, we never go back and review it.
Why are you writing these predictions down?
Yes, that's
We said
mistress.
this last week that I should write them down. Yeah.
At least we learn from our mistakes.
Or if only we could listen back and
If only we
Yes,
were
if
recording this
there was a way
conversation.
to listen back
whilst
to the
editing,
predictions we've
we
made.
could write
Pretty
it
sure
down.
this job's going to fall to this guy. And our last and terrible game of the week is the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills.
Bill's going to win, aren't they?
Oh, the Bills have got that one tight.
I tell you something. Now,
They're at home. That's Paul's basis.
if you go back through the stats.
Oh, what time is it? It's 12:15.
If you go back through the stats,
The stats say Patriots are very good at 12:12.
I'm telling you, if you go back through the stats, I'm pretty sure the Bills have got a fairly decent home record against the Pats. The Pats are going to absolutely smoke them, but that could be closer than people
But no,
think.
because of the time
Definitely not.
it's starting, then
Brady can't
Brady's
play
not out because
past
of
that.
his past.
Brady's knees can't take the cold.
Because he's over 40 now, should be back in home.
Old man Brady can't be out past a certain amount of time. Excellent.
Giselle went right now.
Who?
Giselle, his wife, his good lady wife. You know, the owner of the panties that he's currently wearing.
Right, so that's the games for next week. Obviously, Paul will be able to tell us who picked all the right games.
I'm going Paul. I've got to get them all right. Back in your knowledge.
Excellent.
I think at this point, Paul, the only thing left to do in the podcast is to discuss how it is you're going to maintain your
Losing streak.
winning-losing streak. Going into week 8. Week
Well-
8.
Week 8, so we're almost halfway through the season. I know there's 17 weeks, but
Let's look at his team.
It was last
Let's tell him who to put in.
It was last week when I said to Benji, Benji, how are you feeling for this week? And he went, yeah, so here's the team I'm going to play, and just rattled off his entire team. I was like, okay, no surprises there. Let's check what Paul should be playing.
Mm-hmm. I can't find where.
look at the bottom of the league.
Oopsie.
Why doesn't it tell me week 8? Oh, there.
I think you're going to win this week.
So do I, but I only think I'm going to win because Phil's not got his best guys out.
Okay.
Best guys.
Got a choice between
First, I'd maybe bench Zeke.
Goff or Wilson.
I'm going
Not
to
really.
have to play Jared Goff.
You don't really have to throw it though, Goff, though. That's the problem with fantasy. You just pass it to...
Maybe drop your kicker to the bench as well.
This kick got 16 points.
I'm assuming
Not getting any points this week.
Oh, he's on a buy, is he?
Keeping the Rams.
So you're going to need to pick up a kicker because you haven't got a backup one.
No one should have a backup kicker on the bench.
Always have backup stuff.
Don't know who half these people are.
How do you even get back to... How do you do that according to teams? Hide and seek.
Yeah, there's some...
Kind of got your best team in.
Pretty much.
You've got players who are out. You've got
I think you should pick up the tight end from...
many questionable.
Colts.
Jack Doyle.
No. Maybe it's not the Colts.
Eric Ebron.
No, maybe it's a different player. I'm thinking of them. I'll tell you a pick up off the buy, off the waiver wire.
Off the bye.
Off the waiver
Pick
wire.
up off the buy.
You should get... Where's my watch list?
6-1, wasn't it?
Roberts from Detroit. That's what I meant. Get Roberts from Detroit.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, check up here.
Tom's pick of the week.
Need to reflect on that then.
And on that bombshell,
Call you up, he's got some points, so you can look at this. I shouldn't know what Tom said.
Thinking about it. Like, oh shit, if I don't do it and it's gone 5, then I'm gonna...
Yeah, but then he'll do it, he'll pick him up and it's got like -7.
And it'll all be your fault.
I know.
And you will laugh quietly in the
Hang on.
background.
it's just dawned on me. Didn't we say something like at the start of the season? It was like, wouldn't it be so funny if I won the league this season and you haven't won it ever, Paul?
Oops.
I think that'd be funny every year. It's only 3 years in though, isn't it, this league?
4, technically now.
Oh.
Toots, Tim, Cole. No, is Cole won it?
No, Matt won it.
More.
Matt Moore won it.
I'm sure there's a way to go back through
We are
the
the
previous league seasons.
commissioner.
Commissioner Gordon.
The other thing I'm not looking forward to next year is I don't think I'll get first round pick and then I'll be rubbish.
Who was your first round pick?
Todd Gurley.
There's a fucking pick.
When he gets injured, it'll all be downhill for you.
So there is a way to check it.
Be alright, I've got his backup.
There is a way to check the league history, but it's only in the website.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's your work done tomorrow then, Paul.
that is annoying.
Hey.
Because it is either the 4th or 5th seed.
I remember you got beat
Right
by 2 teams in the first one because you also got beat in the other league as well.
Yeah, cheers.
We said this, I think, the last time Tom was on. Tom has this amazing ability to remember some really, really old and good stats as long as they involve you
Damn it, Paul.
getting beaten. He could probably tell you every game you've lost in the last 4 years
He hates me.
I can tell him all this year.
and how many points you lost.
What can I say? Sucks to be me.
Right.
It's only because we love you, Paul.
Pray for Zeke. Pray for Hyde and Zeke.
If I do a trade with Zeke as well, could have taken Yeldon off me and he's got more points.
It's alright, Tom, don't put it in too hard when you're shafting me from behind.
And then you beat me if you'd have taken the
It just gets worse. Oh, wow.
Don't do drugs.
And on that fine note,
Calling
we'll
it.
call it
Thank
there.
you, kind people.
Wolf, come in. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye. So there you go. What did you think to that? Unfortunately, no W for my co-host, Mr. Williams. Personally, at this point, I'd be like, yeah, let's see if I can get the full bagel on the season. But apparently, Paul doesn't want to do it that way. So that's just me, I guess. For you YouTube watchers, turn yourself into a YouTube subscriber. I watched a video the other day where apparently you're supposed to click a bell thing so you get notifications. So, do that as well. And pop a comment on the video. Are you winning in your fantasy league? For the YouTube watchers and the audio listeners, everybody should jump over to the cookiecast.com. Hit us up on our social media outlets, of which there are many. Send us an email. Tell us what's happening in your fantasy league. Are you winning? Week 8. Here we go, week 8. Going to get the W this week, I reckon. Probably quite unlikely. Join us when we do our week 8 review, week 9 preview. Coming around fast. Tune in next week for that. But until then, I'll say bye-bye.